SCD-2030 has a few instrumental design improvements that really make it stand out in this area. One of those is the horizontal burner design. That reduces the flow path and reduces the dead volume, improving your sensitivity. That horizontal design is also an integrated redox reaction chamber, and that improves your reliability in your method. And so that kind of combination allows you to detect down to 4 ppb, which improves the sensitivity compared to the stringent method requirements. That's really important to customers who struggle to meet the sensitivity requirements. And then finally, the detector's equimolar detection really is an advantage because you don't need to calibrate in a way that is time consuming or requires many standards. That equimolar response allows you to calibrate on a single injection, and that combination of things makes the SCD really stand out in the world of sulfur detection, important for fuels. I think that improved sensitivity would be meaningless if it wasn't easy to maintain the instrument. So that horizontal design allows for easier replacement of the redox chamber itself. So that can be done in less than 5 minutes, which is a huge advantage to users who have very difficult samples to work with. That changing process can be something that is time consuming. And so that improved process really supports those analyses. In addition to that, the robustness of the instrument is demonstrated by its sensitivity fluctuation minimized, about double compared to some of the other competitor instrumentation. And then finally, the reproducibility is less than 2% RSD for a wide range of sulfur compounds, from very heavily contaminated to trace elements. And so that combination keeps your instrument running longer and better while maintaining those sensitivity benchmarks, which we find so important. So the ELEM SPOT system is a really interesting technique. It is one of the first oxygen-sensitive detectors. It can also be used for nitrogen, but we think it's particularly useful for oxygenate detection. What it is you have GC separation, which does speciation of all of your compounds as you normally would in a GC, any paired detector technique. But in between the GC and the MS, you have a combustion reaction tube, which with isotopically labeled oxygen combusts your compounds and turns them into carbon dioxide and water. But those carbon dioxide and water, because they're reacted with isotopically labeled oxygen, give you handles to spectroscopically look and positively identify your speciated oxygen compounds. And so the benefit of the ELEM SPOT is that not only can you quantify the amount of oxygen in your sample, which is a huge benefit to a lot of people in this industry, but you can speciate and quantify specific species within that mixture. With the growing need for renewables and sustainable fuels, sustainable aviation fuel, and the renewable fuel standard requirements, those biostocks and biofuel feedstocks frequently incorporate oxygenates. And so it's really important to be able to identify those oxygenates to have precise process control. And so the ELEM SPOT is a really valuable technique because not only can you pick out the oxygen compounds very precisely, but it gives you this dual mode where you can easily switch back to GCMS and allow you to do untargeted analysis of those key compounds. So the Brevis 2050 is our newest release of the compact GC. What's exciting about this GC is that it is compact to fit multiple on your lab benches and save space, but it is fully versatile, fully compact, and so it has all of the versatility that you would expect from any GC. It can accommodate up to 2 100-meter columns, and then exciting, it has some interesting features like eco-idling that can reduce up to 60% of your power consumption and up to 90% of your gas consumption during off times. And then in addition to that, it has some exciting new detectors like the single filament TCD detector, which has improved sensitivity and compatibility with your capillary columns. And so the Brevis fully loaded has all of the benefits that you would want from your typical GC and a tiny but mighty footprint.